Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 underrated Disney Channel original movies.
Everybody watches it.
We don't.
You don't? Of course not. Because you're on it right now. There are cameras watching you everywhere you go.
For this list, we'll be looking at DCOMs that could use more appreciation. Which Disney Channel movies that you love slipped under the radar? Let us know in the comments. Number 20, Phantom of the Megaplex.
Came down here to get these ropes. Someone shoved me from behind, held me down, tied my hands, put tape over my mouth before I saw a thing.
Dun dun dun! Phantom of the Megaplex is back!
Gaston Leroux's 1910 novel, The Phantom of the Opera, has been adapted for film and television dozens of times. And in 2000, the Disney Channel put their own unique stamp on the tale. While much of the original story is changed, the core concept of a masked individual impersonating a ghost, creating havoc and mystery, remains as the narrative core.
Mischief, madness, mayhem, midnight mayhem. It started as a movie, but now...
It updates the French opera setting, changing it, as the name implies, to a modern multi-screen movie theater. As such, the DCOM displays a real love for film and movie theaters, largely through the elderly movie buff Mason, played by legendary actor Mickey Rooney.
True wonder is harder to come by, but there's always magic at the movies.
Number 19, Brink.
What's he doing here?
He must have heard about us.
Cool. Let's go show him what soul skating's all about.
Surprisingly adapted from an 1865 novel about ice skating, this DCOM came out during a time where extreme sports were taking the world by storm. Brink capitalized on the craze, focusing on the world of aggressive inline skating and putting teenage heartthrob Eric Von Detten front and center.
Oh man, this is the big time. We got every magazine covering this. We got scouts from all the biggest companies watching.
Hey, but that doesn't matter, right, guys? We're in this for the fun.
As would be expected, Brink and his friends skate for sport, not the money, which puts them in direct competition with the villainous X-Blades. The only reason the film isn't higher on our list is that it's already become a bit of a cult classic, as its original audience have grown into adulthood, holding a special place in their hearts for it.
Go skaters! Nothing we can't do!
Number 18, Cadet Kelly. This story of two polar opposites in a military academy was marketed largely on the crossover of two of Disney Channel's biggest stars at the time, Hilary Duff and Christy Carlson Romano.
You are my partner. And commanding officer. I work with you.
Duff stars as Kelly, a free-spirited student whose life gets turned upside down when she's taken out of art school and enrolled in a military academy. Kelly struggles to fit in and butts heads with her superior, the uptight Jenny Stone, played by Romano.
You're on my list. Maggot.
You'd be on mine if I had a list.
Over the course of the film, however, they learn from each other and form a unique bond. While the film has faded from many people's memory, the chemistry of Romano and Duff and the depiction of female friendship makes us think it deserves a reappraisal.
If you hadn't joined the team,
We would have never gotten this far.
Number 17, Go Figure. Caitlin wants nothing more than to be an Olympic figure skater, so when she meets Natasha Goberman, a top ice skating coach, her dreams are almost within reach.
Listen, Sputnik, I need champion again. I need you.
Caitlin joins the school on a hockey scholarship, but can't tell her teammates the truth, as they look down on twirl girls.
What kind of a hockey player runs away from a fight? The kind who doesn't want to break a nail.
Naturally, things don't quite go as smoothly as Caitlin would have hoped. Her loyalties are tested, and she has to work twice as hard to keep her head above water.
It troubles me to say this, but a girl who sits between two chairs may fall down easily.
what are you talking about? I'm standing.
And when her two worlds collide, Caitlin learns who her real friends are.
It's okay, guys. We'll get him next time.
It's not okay. Let her skate. Let her skate. Let her skate. Let her skate.
Number 16, The Luck of the Irish.
Don't forget to wear your lucky coin.
had this really weird feeling, like there was something they weren't telling me.
Life can be difficult for a lot of teenagers balancing school, parental expectations, sports, and a social life. Oh, and occasionally having your family's luck stolen, causing you to slowly shrink to leprechaun size while your hair turns red and your ears get pointed. This all happens to high school basketball star Kyle when he discovers he's half leprechaun and has to win back his stolen lucky coin from a nefarious one.
But you'll not be beating me at the throne of the chariot, will you?
What kind of sports are these anyway?
Do you know nothing at all your heritage? It's the Tolchin Games that were played in Ireland for 3,000 years.
Oh, those games.
The film deals with issues that many adolescent Americans face, losing touch with heritage, and the importance of understanding roots. If you're ever in need of a St. Patrick's Day rewatch, it's hard to do better than The Luck of the Irish.
Kyle, it's not our way to be telling the whole world all about us.
Just stop your jabbering and drive the car.
Number 15, Avalon High.
It falls to members of the Order to search for potential Arthurs in each and every generation. But beware the dark forces, led by a reincarnation of Mordred, determined to find the next Arthur and destroy him before he can realize the prophecy.
Over the centuries, there have been countless tellings of the myths of King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table, with the legend adapting to the issues facing each new generation. Such was the case when Disney Channel put their spin on the classic tale, which combines the fantastical elements of the legend with high school drama.
It would be like what happened in Camelot.
What did you just say?
You know the story in Moore's class when King Arthur found out that Guinevere and Lancelot were together.
He lost all faith in everything and everyone and didn't have the strength to go on.
Navigating both the fantasy and drama is Allie Pennington, daughter of two medieval scholars who believes her new friends are prophesized reincarnations of Arthurian figures. The film provides plenty for Arthurian fans to enjoy, while also having a few original twists and turns to keep the audience on their toes.
King Arthur can't be a girl.
And yet here we are.
Number 14, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off.
Did you put the food away, honey?
Nope. I cooked it instead.
Another tale where the lead has to decide whether to follow his dreams or do what's expected of him. Eddie is a star baseball player with a secret penchant for cooking.
Hey, don't look at us. We had nothing to do with it. It was all Eddie.
Hey, it was like he was possessed or something.
When the time comes to choose electives, he accidentally signs him and his friends up for home economics, leading Eddie to the $1 Million Cook-Off that could kickstart his culinary career.
Eddie, I cannot believe you did this.
Sorry.
Here's the deal. Nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, knows about this.
Eddie is torn between pleasing his dad and going after his dreams, but ultimately everyone crowds around Eddie to cheer him on.
So, who wants to celebrate? Let's go get something to eat.
Eddie Dogs?
Yeah!
Number 13, the Even Stevens Movie. Along with Lizzie McGuire, Even Stevens was one of Disney Channel's most popular shows in the early 2000s.
This is better than wrestling.
Hey, Ren, stop! 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 Stop!
Oh, I can't tell you how long I've waited for this day.
Wait a little bit longer!
Both came to an end at 65 episodes due to Disney's somewhat controversial episode cap. Each show proved popular enough to get a film send-off, and while Lizzie got a theatrical showing, Stevens ended up on the small screen.
Twitty, what was the last thing people saw on TV?
You were scratching yourself with a stick for a long time.
What else?
Beans was smelling a beetle. Oh, and Ren was trying to kill Lewis.
Here, the rivalry between siblings Lewis and Ren is brought to a seemingly tropical island, where, like on the show, they quarrel but ultimately show their love for one another. Supporting characters return and unresolved plots are tied up, with the film proving to be a perfect finale for the madcap antics of the Stevens family.
You see, Miles, we may argue sometimes, but it takes a lot more than a cheesy TV show to rip this family apart.
Yeah, right on!
Yeah!
Number 12, Read It and Weep. An assignment mix-up turns Jamie into an overnight sensation, but woe to anyone who finds out that her characters are really based on her classmates.
This one accidental click of the stylus that rocketed my personal private journal into cyberspace.
Now a best-selling author, the fame and popularity go straight to her head, with trusty alter ego Iz acting as her guide.
Well,
If you're not going to be nice, then be gone.
Iz gives Jamie the confidence to pursue stardom, and while she becomes more self-assured, she forgets about those who were there for her before gaining success.
Sawyer's running a smear campaign against me. I need some positive PR, and that's where you guys come in.
Have your handler handle it.
While fame looks fun from the outside, it comes at a price that Jamie needs to decide if she's willing to pay.
I'm gonna destroy you because this is the real world, Jamie. You can't just zap me into a perpetual detention.
Zap. She speaks the truth.
Number 11, horse sense.
You know, it's amazing what all day in the saddle will do to one's butt.
There aren't an abundance of Western films that have been produced by the Disney Channel, which may be why this one has managed to slip under the radar. With real-life brothers, Joey and Andrew Lawrence starring as cousins, the elder plays city slicker Michael, and the younger a ranch hand named Tommy. Because of his selfishness and neglect of Tommy, Michael is shipped out to the ranch in Montana to work for a month.
Might as well get started.
But with me? Move this? you have to be joking.
Hey, you're the one who wanted to hang around here. What did you say to get acclimated? Whatever that means.
The movie's beautiful natural setting in a rural atmosphere makes it one of the best-looking DCOMs. This is a must-watch for fans of horses and early 2000s heartthrobs.
How do I look?
Just like Clint Eastwood.
See? You know, I'm really missing a great photo op here.
Number 10, You Wish.
I wish I never made the first wish.
We've all wished away an annoying sibling, but have any of us actually considered what would happen if it came true? Alex wishes he never had a little brother, and wakes up to learn he's now an only child. At first, he enjoys life in the popular crew, but quickly realizes that he's made a huge mistake. He tracks down Stevie, now a superstar, and the pair hunt for the magic coin that Alex used to make his first wish. You know what they say, careful what you wish for.
I'm sorry I crashed your bike.
You crashed my bike, you little...
Number 9, Cowbells.
I'm insisting you take a summer job.
You're teasing, right?
It's a tale as old as time, starring Allie and AJ Mashaka as two spoiled sisters who never worked a day in their lives. It's the final straw when they go out shopping and leave a towel on the stove, causing a house fire. Their dad decides it's time to teach them some responsibility and sends them to work on his dairy farm.
Problem solved.
Of course, it starts out as a total disaster, but when some money goes missing, it's up to them to find the cash, save the day, and prove they're more than rich, spoiled brats.
Wow, can't believe you sold your car.
Me neither. It really doesn't feel like I had a choice.
Number 8, The 13th Year. The 13th Year concerns itself with themes surrounding awkward teen years as children become adults.
That was a little weird.
We could try again.
Maybe on your next birthday.
Like so many teenagers, the film's main character Cody must learn to deal with his changing body starting on his 13th birthday. However, for Cody, this involves some very unusual development, not to mention his powers of telepathy and electric shock.
Jess, I'm no doctor, but does this look like puberty to you?
The film manages to tackle important themes in an adolescent's life, such as first love, in a fantastical and often humorous manner. Many young people realize who they really are at this time in their lives, and 13th Year argues that rather than hiding your true self, you should embrace it.
Finally get a friend, and he turns into a fish. This is so typical.
Number 7, Starstruck. No list of Disney Channel movies would be complete without a teen musical, and while there are plenty of popular ones, this is surely the most under-the-radar pick. Aside from having an incredible soundtrack, the movie is notable for its romantic leads forging an unlikely bond. Michigan teenager Jessica is unexpectedly caught up in a whirlwind of tabloids and running from paparazzi after a chance encounter with pop singer Christopher Wilde.
I will give you 4 tickets to my next concert if you don't scream my name.
I don't want to see your stupid concert. Ow.
Okay, I need to get you to a doctor.
The film deals with the cost of fame and the double life many in the limelight have to face. Nevertheless, Christopher's growth in rising above his persona will be sure to give anyone the warm fuzzies.
Jessica Olsen's a terrible navigator and a know-it-all, but she's honest. She makes a promise, she keeps it. She understands me like no one else does. I'm crazy about her.
Number 6, Tiger Cruise. One of the biggest reasons Tiger Cruise is so underrated is that its tone, subject matter, and ties to an actual historical event are a vast departure from the usual Disney Channel fare. Those differences, however, make it one of the most powerful and unique films in the DCOM canon.
What's going on? This some sort of drill or something?
An explosion.
The ship?
New York.
Yo, dude! What you say about New York?
The story is inspired by an actual Tiger Cruise, a naval voyage where sailors' civilian family members accompany them on a ship. At sea during the events of September 11th, both service members and their families are rocked by the possible implications.
Look, I understand you're not familiar with what we have to do, but you all have a very important job to do as too. You have to stay calm. And most importantly, you have to let our kids know they're going to be okay.
The film balances handling the tragedy respectfully alongside an interpersonal father-daughter relationship. The final product is spectacular, thanks in large part to the stoic yet personable performance from Bill Pullman.
Our country's been attacked, and we may have some tough times ahead. But if there's one good thing to come out of this tragedy, it's the way that you all have conducted yourselves.
Number 5. The Color of Friendship.
That embassy felt like a prison. And outside it was like a war zone. Police, demonstrators, phones ringing off the hook. I was so glad to get out of there.
One of the great things about the Disney Channel is how it isn't afraid to talk about real issues. Based on true events, Piper's family decides to host a South African exchange student, but are surprised when a white girl turns up.
Yeah, I know they're nice, but are they first day of school nice, or second day they're okay, don't mind if they get scuffed up that way shoes? I don't know, I don't have these kinds of problems back home.
The hosts are outspoken opponents of the apartheid regime, something that Mari's family benefit from with blissful ignorance.
Whether you want to admit it or not, you know I'm right. Why else do you think your own government would hide books and movies and stupid TV shows from its own people? What are they so afraid of?
Eventually, the girls learn to look beyond skin color and become friends. It's a long, rocky road, but Mari's worldview is turned on its head and she realizes things need to change. Number 4. Jump In.
People make fun. I figure that's their problem.
A recurring theme in Disney Channel films is learning to accept oneself and not doing things due to peer pressure. That trope is utilized perfectly here when a young boxer, Izzy, is brought into the world of competitive double Dutch jump rope by his crush Mary.
On you, boxer boy.
Bring it on, jump girl.
Any day.
Over the course of the film, Izzy is torn between worlds, trying to stay close with his father and his newfound passion. Jump In isn't afraid to hew to both sports and teen movie formula, but it has so much fun doing it that we want to jump in ourselves. Anyone up for some double Dutch? Number 3. Pixel Perfect. This film definitely deserved more love. Roscoe uses technology to create Loretta, a pixel-perfect performer, to win over audiences for the Zettabytes.
I can change her hair, her eyes, her whole look.
Loretta proves to be a huge hit with everyone, except Sam, who becomes jealous of the band's latest addition. Roscoe even falls for his own creation, not realizing there's a real-life girl who likes him too. Despite being generated by a computer, Loretta understands a lot about friendship and the importance of being yourself. Not to mention, there are some pretty catchy underrated songs in this film too. Number 2. Motocrossed. A combination of extreme sports, female empowerment, and William Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. There's something for everyone in Motocrossed.
Nice manicure, dude.
Cuts down vibration in the bars and helps reduce arm pump.
Yeah, whatever, Dick.
The film follows a motocross-obsessed family, including teen tweens Andrea and Andrew. After an injury sidelines Andrew, Andrea steps in, finally getting a chance to live out her own racing dreams. Of course, this requires her to disguise herself as her brother, which provides its own set of complications.
Look, whatever it is, you better suck it up.
If these guys see you like this, it can get really ugly.
Thanks, I'll keep that in mind.
Along the way, Andrea contends with disapproval from her father, a crush she can't admit to, and worst of all, a snooty replacement racer. Equal parts uplifting and exciting, Motocrossed was surprisingly ahead of its time and remains thrilling from start to finish.
What a great day for cars and racing! The championship and the cup is there!
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. Caroline Ray is a single mom who meets a creature of the night.
See, if you come home now, he'd feel terrible, wouldn't you? Of course you would. So, you know what? We're gonna leave, so bye, Mom. Bye, Dimitri. You guys have fun. Good night, and see you later.
Bad Hair Day. Running for prom queen is tough with bad hair and jewel thieves.
Lucky for you, some criminals have great taste.
Oh yeah, they do.
Smart House. Automated cyber mother that controls your house knows best.
Ben, I think you forgot to pull up your shorts.
I like them like this. This is how everybody else wears them.
They look silly.
They look perfect. Ow!
Pull up your shorts, Ben.
Quince. An only child gets more than she bargained for when she gets quintuplets for siblings.
5? There's 5 of them?
We are not gonna panic.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. True Confessions.
Okay, here's the deal. The more I wish my life could be like a sitcom, the more it turns into a soap opera.
Based on the book of the same name, we're introduced to True Walker, who wants to be on TV.
WTV is having a contest for kids, and the winner gets to host their own TV show. Are you fully comprehending this? I'm gonna be on TV!
She's ecstatic when she hears about a competition that could make her dreams come true and uses her twin brother Eddie, who is autistic, as the subject of her documentary.
Eddie is the most beautiful and profound person I know.
She wins the contest and learns a lot about herself, her family, and the general attitudes towards disabilities. It's a really touching story, and by the end, all the things that annoyed True make her family come closer together.
And Eddie, well, I think it's safe to say that Eddie will always be Eddie.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.